Now, a sensitive subject that came as a huge shock to some Green Country families. They found out loved ones who passed away years ago still have body parts stored at a local hospital.
Tulsa's investigative reporter Jenna Clark has been looking into this. It's her FOX23 investigation.
You just kind of want to know.
Jonathan Watashi and Sonia Hill don't know each other, but now they have something in common that's deeply disturbing to both of them.
How on earth did you feel when I contacted you about this?
I was in shock. How did this happen?
It just really brought up a lot of grief and stirred up a lot of feelings.
Keep in mind, both their loved ones passed away years ago. So when they found out what's being kept behind this door at a Tulsa hospital, it was difficult to take in.
It's been a lot of years.
Learning about it now is pretty upsetting, I guess you would say.
It opens up old wounds because, it's been 10 years since she passed away.
Jonathan lost his grandfather, Cleo Watashi, in 2008.
It was a very pivotal moment in my life, losing my grandpa, my last grandpa. And so it was really tough for me.
You miss him?
Yeah, I miss him a lot. I looked up to him a lot and I tried to be like him.
Sonia's aunt, Mary Christine Hill, died in 2015.
We called her Christine or Chris. She made you laugh. If you were having a bad day and you needed to laugh, she'd be the person you go to.
Before Christine and Cleo passed away, both were diabetic and dealing with serious health issues.
He was just having bad problems with his feet and legs. They found out that he had an infection in his leg, and that's whenever he had to have surgery on his leg and have it removed.
Sonia was Christine's caretaker.
She just kind of went downhill. She had gotten an ulcer on her foot. Then her toes started turning black, and they made the decision to amputate.
Both Christine and Cleo came to OSU Medical Center in Tulsa for their leg amputations.
Do you remember how he felt about that at the time?
He was a very proud man, so it's something hard for him to go through, losing a leg and everything like that, not being as mobile as you want to be and being able to do the things that you normally do is really hard on him and the family.
Did you know what happened to his leg?
The way that me and the family, we thought that it was, disposed of like medical waste.
Cleo and Christine were both tribal members of Muskogee Creek Nation. For them, an amputated limb holds an important and spiritual purpose.
In our tradition, we try to bury our family members complete, so that in the next life, they have no problems walking forth, into the next plane.
So in your tradition, it would be best to bury him with his leg.
Yeah, that's our tradition.
For Christine, this was actually her second amputation. Her right leg had already been amputated a couple years before.
If a person loses a limb, that we go bury it so that it goes back to the earth. And then, when the person passes away, they become one again. Her first leg was buried with her brother that had just passed away.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be buried with the person who owned the limb.
Right. It'll be like someone close to them.
So when Christine's second leg was amputated, Sonia says after the surgery, her family asked OSU Medical Center for it.
So this leg, we were going to get it, and we were going to bury it on the other side of her brother. When we asked the nurse for her leg, the nurse got back with us and said the leg had been destroyed.
Was Christine upset about it?
Yes, she was. She was very distraught over it. She cried about it, and and then I talked to her, and then, and I just told her, I was like, it's going to be okay.
Jonathan says knowing his grandfather is buried without his leg is troubling.
I don't really like to think about it, but the way that, we were taught, like he would have trouble, he'd be searching and wanting for his leg.
Anonymous sources told me OSU Medical Center has kept some people's body parts for years. When I found out who the body parts belonged to, that eventually led me to their family members, like Jonathan and Sonia. I told them that OSU Medical Center still has their loved ones' amputated legs, all these years later.
Are you glad that I reached out to you?
Yeah, me and my family are really happy that you reached out to us, because once again, it's my grandfather's leg, and we believe as our family we deserve to know what happened to him and what happened to his body parts.
Are you glad that you know?
Yeah, I'm glad that I know. She wanted to be whole.
Inside OSU Medical Center, in the basement, you see this locked door? The sign on the door says morgue. I offered to show Jonathan and Sonia the same photos you're seeing.
Do you want to see the photos that I have?
Yeah, I'd like to know how, he's preserved and everything like that.
As you can see, when you open the door inside the room on the right, there's a white chest freezer. It's across the room from this tall silver walk-in cooler.
That is a freezer that's behind that door.
The white freezer has an orange sticker on top that says biohazard.
It's the type of freezer that you would have in your own home.
When you lift the lid to that freezer, this is what you see.
Wow.
Here's what you see.
Just bags of limbs wrapped up.
Correct.
People's body parts wrapped in red plastic, all piled inside.
This is all kinds of different people, right?
Yes.
This isn't a way that, we'd want our family member to be remembered.
Each body part is labeled with the person's name, birth date, and the date of the procedure. This person's surgery happened in 2014. This person's amputation happened in 2015. Christine's amputation was in 2014, and Cleo's was back in 2007, 18 years ago.
So this is your grandfather's.
To see it just stored like deer meat, it's crazy, and it's labeled just the same way. It's heartbreaking.
I want to show you Christine's.
On Christine's label, it says, "Patient wants limb back."
That's crazy that, it's written on there that she wanted it back. And we were told it was destroyed. To actually see a picture of it, it's just raw emotions.
On another person's limb, the label says, "Patient is Native American and wants leg returned for burial."
It's really disturbing.
On Cleo's label, it says, "Save."
Because you talked about being Native, being a Muskogee Nation.
Yeah.
It's save. I mean, I wondered if potentially he wanted to be saved for that reason.
Yeah, I would totally believe that would be what he wanted it saved for. It's really crazy to know that they had it stored like this and that we were never talked to about it afterwards or informed of it.
So you didn't know that they were saving it?
No, we had no clue that it was saved in a room or anything like that at all.
You asked, they told you it was gone. What was it like finding out it's still here 11 years later?
How could this happen after 11 years? And how does her leg just magically appear after 11 years after we were told that it was destroyed?
How does that make you feel?
That we were lied to from the very beginning.
I asked OSU Medical Center about this. I asked for an interview, but they said no. Instead, they sent this statement. Due to HIPAA privacy rules, we cannot comment on specific patients. We have 6 specimens from 2007 to 2016 where we have attempted to contact the patient or family member and have not been successful. To our knowledge, we have not been contacted by any patients or families who have expressed concerns about this issue and welcome the opportunity to communicate with them directly. We remain hopeful that this story will aid in our efforts to connect patients or their families with the specimens they once asked us to preserve. But that statement still left Sonia and Jonathan with so many questions.
What sort of questions do you have?
I just want to know what they were going to use my grandfather's leg for, if they were going to use it for anything, and why couldn't they inform us? It's just really bothersome. There's a lot of questions about it.
What were they doing with it? Was it just forgotten about? Are they willing to accept they made a mistake? And how do you rectify it?
It was just really surprising. It was a really long time ago. I figured that the medical board would have had a procedure for this or a protocol.
I followed up and asked OSU Medical Center the family's questions and about their protocol for medical waste. They said they are required to retain specimens for 2 weeks after the final pathology report, unless there's a specific reason to keep them longer, such as additional testing or a patient request. If they are preserved appropriately, there is no limit. They also said they have been waiting for patients or their legal representatives to request them.
What would you like to see happen now?
I would like to be able to get her leg back so that we can put with her.
I would like to get my grandfather's leg back to him, and have him buried with it.
What does that mean?
It's completing something that we were supposed to do in the first place, making sure that our family member was buried completely and properly.
Cleo is buried in this Sepulpa cemetery, and Christine is buried here in their family cemetery in Okfuskee County.
Was I upset? Yes. Am I okay with knowing that her leg still exists? Yes. The only thing that I want back is, I want her leg to put it with her now.
You want me to ask if they can do that for you?
Speaking for our family, yes, we would like to have it back, and we would like to bury it with her.
When I asked OSU Medical Center about that, they said the specimens have always been available for patients or their legal representatives to request them. To our knowledge, no one has come to pick them up. We have always been willing to return specimens to patients or their families.
Why were you willing to talk to me about this?
I feel like we should have been informed about it and, known about it being stored.
I was willing to talk to you because there needs to be some accountability on their mistake.
Sonia and Jonathan know they aren't the only ones.
I need everybody else, to be informed that whenever something like this happens to their family member, that they need to keep in great communication with the hospitals, and the hospitals keep in communication with them so things like this don't happen.
I don't want this to happen to another family again, because it does bring up, emotions. We've all grieved for her, and then this leg reappears, and it just kind of, in a way, opens up old wounds.
In Tulsa, covering news that matters, Jana Clark, Fox 23 News.
OSU Medical Center also said they've recently tried to reach out to families when Jana asked why now and not years earlier.
They said the topic came up during a recent facilities planning meeting, and that led to a broader conversation to determine the most respectful step forward for the unclaimed body parts.
Both families told Jana they have not heard from OSU Medical Center about this. Jana did give those two families a contact name and phone number so they can reach out to OSU Medical Center.
Do you have a tip or issue that you think Jana Clark should investigate? Let us know. Email FOX23 Investigates at fox23.com or call 918-388-5354 or search Fox 23 Jana Clark on Facebook.